This video is about doing the basics right. It's all very well doing fancy stuff, but if you haven't got the foundation of doing the basics right, then that's no way to move forward. I do regular updates on tax and accounting issues, so if you'd like to be kept up to date, then please subscribe to the channel, and if you press that like button, it helps me in the channel, so thank you for doing that. So I want to first look at your mortality. I'm sorry, but let's look at it. So most people have life cover to cover their mortgage, which is sold to them when they take out their mortgage and when they buy their house. But not everybody, in fact most people I think, don't have life cover to cover the expense of their family. And at the end of the day, your family can't eat the house. So making sure you've got enough life cover so that those that depend on you are looked after properly is a really important thing to do. So I suggest you look at your life cover. And it is relatively cheap. So that's sort of double good news. It's good news because you don't pay much money, and good news it's cheap because you're not very likely to die. So that's sort of double good news. And then if you can move on to your will, it's a good idea to have a will so that your family know what to do if anything happens to you. And connected to that, I always think, powers of attorney. So if you can't manage your affairs anymore, then it's already set in place who can look after your affairs. And these are particularly important if you're not married or if you have complex families, which most of us fall into one of those categories. So if you've got complex or not married relationships, then you really do need to have those in place. So moving on from your mortality, we'll just move a little bit closer and talk about pensions and retirement. So pensions are one of the best ways in which you can save money and save tax at the same time. It's the double whammy of finance and accounting. Pensions work in a way, particularly for high rate taxpayers, to save you tax on the way in, but they sort of act like a family trust fund when you take the money out. Main problem being that you can't take the money out until you're into your mid or late 50s. But pensions are a great way of saving tax. So are you putting money into your pensions? Are you putting enough money into your pensions so that you can retire and you can be financially independent? So those are the things you need to ask yourselves. Going down that are ISAs and lifetime ISAs, where you can put money into the ISA, 20,000 or 40,000 for a couple, 20,000 each, and money can be protected from tax in the future, which can be important. I have seen material amounts saved up in ISAs. And for younger people, you can get lifetime ISAs, which can help you buy that first house, and it can be money that's never taxed. If you've got a car in a business, it is worth looking at the structure of that to make sure that you're doing that in a tax efficient way, and making sure the car, it's not just the car you like, but it isn't going to be too expensive on the tax as well. And while we're talking about if you're a sole trader or a limited company, it is worth looking at, are the phones in the company name if it's a company, because that really affects the tax. Are you paying family members who work in your business? Because if they work in the business, you can pay them, and that might save you some tax and also get them their national insurance stamp. And actually, very importantly, if you're in a company or you've got a business, are you doing the administration and bookkeeping in the most efficient way? Because modern bookkeeping can be done much more time efficiently than it could in the past. And then a last one, if you think you're buying a buy-to-let, it's worth, before you buy the first one, it's worth looking at whether you want to put it in a limited company. Because if you do have a plan to buy lots of them, then it might be that you want a limited company, and it's really difficult to retrofit that. So you want to set off as you want to end up. So having a think about, if you're buying buy-to-let, do you want a limited company? So there we are. There aren't many basic things, but I've covered there the most important ones. If you want to discuss that or anything else, then please give us a call. I do regular updates on tax and accounting, so if you'd like to be kept up to date, then please subscribe to the channel. If you press that like button, it helps me in the channel, so thank you for that.